The free Alias Extension Pack 1.0 has now been released. It contains 4 brand new Dynamo Player tools and 8 improved versions of scripts which have already shipped with Alias. Hi folks, I'm Gigi, and in this video I will speak about what these tools do and how they can be added to your Alias installation. Let's get started. The new Subdivision Offset tool allows you to offset a subdivision body over a certain distance. If the direction is not the required one, you can also flip it. Once you have applied a bevel operation to a subdivision body, there's no easy way to get the original topology back. So what I've done is I've written a script which allows you to modify these beveled edges. You're selecting the subdivision body. You're selecting the cross edges which have been created by the bevel. And then what you can do is you have 2 modes. One is relative, which allows you to either sharpen the bevel, where 1 is a complete sharp edge, while -1 means that the edges have been drawn back to their neighbor edges completely. The other mode is set, where you can set the bevel distance to any value you'd like it to have. And this modification also works when the CVs have been modified after the bevel operation. This modified bevel tool finds the best possible solution and reapplies the bevel and modifies it as you wish. When you are working with belts, the following tool could be useful for you. It finds the geometric solution to 2 straight lines connecting 2 different sized circles while being tangential to those circles at the same point in time. The new Create Solid tool allows you to build a solid with any number of sides between 3 and 8. If you choose a number lower than 3, then the created solid will be round. And you can also choose to have a higher height and a bigger or smaller radius. And I created this tool because I often need such kind of solids to create trim patterns, which is something I'll show you in the next step. The improved multi-surface patterning by surface script has several new options. So let's go ahead and first do the usual selection, the carrier surface, the points on that surface, the target surfaces to be patterned, and the solid which shall be used for the patterning. Now we can see that here all of our solids have been placed. And the new options are that you can choose to not display the place objects, but instead, also a new option, you can directly use it to trim the surfaces to be patterned. And of course, all of this has still history, so if you're moving around the plane, then the trim pattern will update. The mannequin script has received 2 major improvements. The first one is the option body part alignment. Before you had always these alignment geometry options for all kinds of different body parts, and you had to hit a lot of accept until you get to the build option to get your mannequin. And what the new option does is you can switch that one to drive your mannequin creation with sliders only. And then the script needs to be executed once, but this happens, for example, by switching on auto update. And then you can see that all the alignment geometry selection options have disappeared and the mannequin is built directly. The second option is the option base position. A lot of people have been asking for a base sitting position, which has now been introduced. And of course, you can still add any kind of rotation angles, for example, for the arms on top of that, but they will be now calculated from the sitting position. The nerve surface from curve script has seen 2 major bug fixes. The old version had issues that it would fail in a lot of examples, like this one here. And also, while it would give you the size reference option, where you could select a surface to define the size, it didn't show you the sliders. The new script has fixed these issues, so here you can select the curve, you can select the target surfaces, and it would build your surface, and you would also be allowed to choose the size you want to create with sliders. And the question on why would I want to create such a surface on multiple surfaces, they can serve as a target reference for the feature modifier tool, something I will explain in an own video. The create points on curve script has seen two major improvements. One is internal, where it tries to connect the curves you give to Dynamo first before it distributes the points along it. So as you can see here, we want 5 points on each curve, but if curves are connected, they will be treated as one. And this is also the reason for the new option allow warnings. If you select any kind of curve topology which doesn't work well, then Dynamo will tell, hey, try to group the curves in a sensible way, didn't achieve that, and now I'm using single curves instead. If you don't want this warning, just switch this option off. The NURB surfaces on surfaces tool had an issue where the check if a point would lie on a surface was far too strict. This has now been corrected, and also a new option has been introduced, point on surface tolerance, where you can increase this tolerance even further if you have other cases where it still doesn't work. And the usage of these surfaces again will be to serve as a target in the feature modifier tool, which will be its separate video. The subdivision shrink wrap tool has also been improved. So before it's always been projected directly onto the target. Now you have an additional option which allows you to also keep an offset to the target instead. So this has been implemented upon a user request. The first Dynamo Player script I ever wrote, the car script, has also been further improved. The option for selecting the curve for the width and length of the car has received an appropriate naming. The wheel arch radius has been set to a better default. There have been numerous bug fixes, so sometimes CVs wouldn't be pulled onto the reference side silhouette curve correctly. And also the what to create checkmark options have been replaced with a handy combo box, so you only have to change the setting once instead of several times if you want to create something else. For the Subd-Align tool, I fixed a bug where the align wouldn't be correct when you had more than one target reference selected. And on top of that, you now have the option to either pull the CVs onto the limit surface, as it was the case before, but you can also choose to instead pull the 3D limit surface points onto the reference. This makes a difference when you have a curved reference. In flat target references, the CV pull option would be sufficient, but if you have curved references, then you would see some deviation, which you can correct now by aligning the 3D limit surface points instead. So how can you add these new and improved tools to your Alias installation? First, you need to download them. There are basically two ways on how to do that. The first one is to go to Dynamo. And here, click on the Packages menu entry and start the Package Manager. And here you can already see the Alias Extension Pack on the top. If it's no longer on the top when you watch this video, you can just type in Alias in the search bar. And you just click on the Install button here and confirm that you're sure that you want to install the package. So now it's on your disk, and where it is you can see in your package settings. So this is the default path for me. It's probably different for you. This is where you need to browse to add your Dynamo Player scripts to your Alias UI. The second way to download the package is to go to dynamopackages.com. And here it is already on the first page, but again, if it's not when you're going there, you can go to the search bar, and you type in Alias, and then click on the Alias Extension Pack, and then here on the version number. And then it will download the zip file to your download directory. And then you move the zip file either to any other location where you want it to be, or you can just directly extract it where it is. And then you will find all of the Dynamo Player scripts in the extra folder. So now the last step is to add the Dynamo Player scripts to a shelf. So let's create a new shelf. Then we start the Dynamo Player. We browse to the folder where we've downloaded or installed our package. And here we can now, for example, let's choose the mannequin script. And by the way, the mannequin script has .tss files, 18 .tss files lying beside it, which it needs to work. So don't move the script here around without moving the TSS files too, otherwise the script won't work. So we are opening this one here, and we see it's our new improved mannequin script. And the next thing we do is we left mouse button press, open the menu, and middle mouse button drag this one here to our shelf. Let's go for another one, for example, the Create Solid tool. Same thing, left mouse button press, expand it, middle mouse button press to move it over. And now we have the Create Solid on this icon here and the mannequin script on this. And of course you can control double click here to name them accordingly to make it easier for them to be used later. I've also created a separate video on how you do this and how you also create an icon for those. So I'll just keep this one here short. And now you have two of the scripts, and you can add all of them this way if you want to. You got the mannequin script here, the Create Solid script here. And this is how you download and add the new Dynamo Player scripts to your current Alias installation. I hope you enjoyed this video and have fun with it. If you find any bugs or improvement requests, feel free to reach out to me on LinkedIn. Otherwise, have a good time, stay curious,